Comcast wants to turn your home Wi-Fi into a motion detector, and it's baked right into your Xfinity router. Here's the crazy part. There's no cameras, no IR sensors, just your existing wireless signal watching for disturbances in the RF field as people walk around. Welcome everyone to the Rainmaker Report. This is Andy Thompson, and here are 3 late-breaking cybersecurity stories that you need to know about. So they're calling this the Xfinity Shield, and the tech works by measuring how bodies interfere with the Wi-Fi signals that are bouncing around between your router and your connected devices. A person walking through the living room changes that signal pattern, and the system flags it as motion. Due to this, Comcast is pitching it as a physical security feature for the whole home. So, friends, let's now put our tinfoil hats on for a second and discuss the reality of this, okay? Your ISP can now and might potentially be already generating a continuous behavioral log of when you're physically present in your house and when you're out and about. I don't know about you, but that is pretty darn scary to me. Okay. Now, let me flip the script a bit and talk about this from a data perspective. Okay. This now is a brand new category of data sitting on Comcast servers. And the privacy governing all this, I mean, it's unfortunately just written by Comcast. But now we have to think about like law enforcement requests, misuse of this information. All of that is applicable here. And I'm not sure we're ready for this. Okay. I guess the whole key point of this story is this. If you don't want your router, narrating your movements, well, dig into the Xfinity app settings and turn off motion sensing. Moving on to our next story. Researchers just proved your expired credit cards aren't actually dead. They're more like zombie cards, but hey, they can still charge purchases. At the Usenet Security Conference recently, a team from UMass Amherst presented a paper called Zombie Cards Are Back Online. They found that the expiration date on your contactless card is basically just a suggestion. So when you tap, the terminal sends the transaction to the card network, and in a lot of cases, nobody actually enforces the expiry field on the chip's response. So what happens is the card authorizes and the money moves. Yeah. And this really breaks the core assumption of how credit card security is supposed to work. You see, folks, expiry dates are a rotation mechanism. It's a way to force reissuance and cut off stolen credit card data. If issuers and networks are silently ignoring them on contactless, well, that whole process collapses like a house of cards. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Anyways, my advice, okay, if you're on a corporate fraud team, go ask your processor which expiry checks are actually enforced. And for the rest of us, shred your expired credit cards. Don't put the metal ones in a paper shredder. It won't work. Don't ask me how I know. Just use tin snips, okay? Those work way better. Again, don't toss your credit cards whole, okay? Because this proves they are still usable. All right, in our last story of the day, a threat actor going by the handle of Satanic just dumped 33 gigabytes of merchant data pulled from hundreds of Stripe accounts, and they're claiming access to 20,000 compromised API keys. Based on the details that I have so far, the dump landed on a forum called Pwn Forums back on August 18th, so 2 days ago. Satanic says they used 1,033 live Stripe API keys to export vendor databases, customer records, and millions of email matches straight out of the platform. Now, here's the interesting part. Some of you may be thinking, 33 gigs of Stripe data. That must mean Stripe must have been breached. No, they weren't. You see, the keys were harvested from vendors using Stripe. Likely scraped from exposed repos, leaky environments, or InfoStealer logs. You see, Satanic never had to go after Stripe. They didn't need to, okay? So if you sell anything online through Stripe, your customer data could be sitting in that 33 gig archive right now. Names, email addresses, transaction metadata, the whole works. And every one of those 1,033 keys is a live pipe into a real merchant account until it gets rotated. So you probably want to rotate your Stripe keys today, not tomorrow, folks. Then you'll want to see again where those keys have been sitting, because if Satanic found them, well, so did everybody else. All right, folks. Well, that about wraps up today's stories. This is Andy Thompson signing off.